Today I'm speaking on communication. The way we communicate in any given situation really sets us up for the results of our lives. Let me start by giving you a story about a young man who joined the Army at the age of 17. When sent off to basic training, he soon realized that speaking his feelings was not okay. So quickly he learned how to bottle himself up and to only speak when spoken to. 10 years later, he gradually became open again about his feelings, which led to his separation from the Army because his superiors didn't like hearing about his feelings, nor did they like his ideas, which led to frustration, depression, and he had gone through enough. This person was me, and I'm not the only one that felt this way. The purpose of my speech today is to give you a framework of my communication style. My results were not very surprising because the results I received was being a direct communicator. And being a direct communicator, I'm telling you, it was direct communication. And that's who I am. Whatever is on my mind at the time, I usually say it, and how I feel about someone, I usually am pretty open about it. So 3 things that I want to discuss with you this evening is first, what my communication style means. Secondly, how my communication style affects my personal and professional relationships. And finally, how I ended up here. Direct communication involves saying what the person thinks and feels. It is someone who is clear, straightforward, and involves a two-way, free-flowing sharing of thoughts and ideas. When I received these results, I had to take a good look in the mirror and really make sure that this was true and honest to myself. And thinking back on social experiences, it really is. Although I don't agree with some of the things that it describes, like being a very decisive person, that is something I'm still working on today. But I agree with things that it says about being a very competitive, independent, and confident. It's really something that I've been working on just in this past year. It also defines someone that's focused, results-oriented, ambitious, driven, but can sometimes come off as demanding. In the past, I've been frustrated when depending on other people and thrive off achievements and successes. And I'm motivated by challenges, which is why I joined Toastmasters. While in a social setting around close friends, I do share my feelings, but unfortunately, when I'm in a professional setting, I bottle myself up, which leads me to my next topic. So I have a question for you all, Toastmasters. Can someone give me one word they think of when they're around a very direct person?
Not in a mixed company.
Out of the what? I'm sorry.
Not in mixed company.
Mixed company.
Not a mixed company.
Assertive.
As a direct person, I say, I'm thank you. Right on, straightforward. But
Awesome.
other people, as a direct person, think pushy.
Yes. Any other words to describe?
I was saying assertive. Assertive. Someone
What
who
was
is
that, Edie? I'm sorry.
someone who asserts themselves.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So all these thoughts combined are really what make up a direct person in a social setting. Around other direct people, when you're around other direct people, sometimes it's very challenging. It can make it really difficult. It's like being very competitive at the same time. When it comes to my personal relationship, I've learned to take a step back and not say whatever's on my mind. because in the past, I've come off as being hurtful. So it's really like walking on a tightrope very finely, making sure that you're not saying certain things around certain people, just like in sales, reading the audience. In the past, I've burned many bridges because of this. In a professional setting in sales, clients and coworkers actually really appreciate this. And they understand whatever I plan going forward, that's something that I keep my word on and continue to do. When I put my mind to something, even if others around me don't believe I can do it or think that I'm just talking, that motivates me even more to get it done. And speaking of feelings, I'm never open in a professional setting. And I know this is something that I should work on personally because we're all human, right? But I wasn't always this way. Let me tell you how I got here. I really appreciated my experience in the Army because it planted the seeds to be a direct person. Even though I didn't realize it at the time, it really led me to be a direct and a great leader overall. Whereas in high school, I was very timid, afraid of what people thought about me, and taking the leadership position was never something I would do. Fast forward of joining the military and going through all the training a few years later in college, in any group project I would start to see myself take the leadership role because I wanted to make sure that I got things accomplished and things done in the correct time. And sometimes when you're in college, you can't really depend on people, unfortunately. So let me leave you with this quote by Gina Sangiri. Direct, honest, straightforward communication is kind. Sidestepping the truth does not serve anyone involved. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.